We're back. My name's Harry Tambuatco, and we're talking about the real issues that are grabbing the country. The topic today is Breaking Bad. Obviously, someone and everything is Breaking Bad. We have Lito David, who is with the SecGen of the Kapatiran Party, and we have Dante Jimenez, co-founding chair and president of the VACC. Gentlemen, as we go forward, taking off from where we had to stop a while ago, you have had to take a test to be able to qualify to carry a gun, and this is law.
Yeah.
Okay. The president is perceived to be a gun person, and Mr. David just said he just qualified that he owns 11 guns. Instead of having to take that test, maybe we could just have a copy of that psychiatric test, because unless, of course, the president is immune, he's above the law. Yeah. Is the president above the law? Ikaw, Lito.
I don't think so. Like, he cannot drive a car without securing a driver's license. No, he has to.
Pero wala psychiatric test.
Pero merong drug test doon.
Baka mahuli
when
kasi kung psychiatric may problema ka,
yun
siguro din nagpo-prozac ka kung ano you're taking doon lalabas.
Doon sa pagkuha mo ng driver's license, merong medical exam doon. No? Kinukunan ka ng urine sample to check if you are using drugs or
They
something.
stopped already the urine samples. Wala na ngayon. But let's look at the gun. The gun is a direct relationship and a requirement, because tama nga naman, you don't want to issue a gun to a crazy. I mean, he can go amok and start shooting people in public.
Or he can shot himself.
He commits suicide.
No?
Yeah, I mean, Jolo Rebilla. But the point is the president immune, or meron kayang report? Maybe VACC may be satisfied if that report would come out. Unless, kasi presidente siya, the PNP will allow him to carry a gun because he's above the law. Is the president above the law?
Don't think so.
Hindi dapat,
no
diba?
one is above the law.
Dapat.
No one is above the law. What I'm just asking now, especially our legal luminaries, immune ba ang presidente, ang commander-in-chief?
Ang sagot, hindi.
Sa mga examination na ganito? Because remember, you're holding a very key position. A position that will entail perhaps the loss of lives and property. I made mention already two crucial now situationers that has to be decided by the president and commander-in-chief. The West Philippine Seas, which is now being encroached by China, a powerful nation.
Interestingly enough, only this morning, one of the congressmen from the RAM, a representative from the RAM, I think a political party.
Alejandro.
Yes, he came up and he was on radio as well, but he is bringing up to the attention of Congress. Ang problema, parang lahat ng atensyon ng taong bayan ando doon sa Mamasapano, nakakalimutan na natin ang China, andiyan na katabi natin. And you know what's interesting about that? But very quickly, we bring out into the open how China is encroaching into our properties, stopping our fishermen from taking the bounty of the sea, harassing anyone which is an open sea, basically, which literally belongs to us based on the UNCLOS. But what I don't understand is simultaneously we have events here going on around the city that promotes Chinese architecture, Chinese whatever. They even have ads in our major newspapers about what they do. The Soler just today came out with a full feature center spread on a major daily promoting Chinese ancestry and whatnot. And here we are, we have the same problem. Nakakagulo, no? I mean, if you have an enemy, you identify as is China our enemy or is China our ally? That I think we should start from there, di ba? When it comes to the West Philippine Sea. But going back to Noynoy, how to address that? If he is incapable, then we will lose our country. Maybe that's, if he poses a clear and present danger, should he stay as president even in the next 14 months? Because 13, 14 months pa yan eh. Hindi kaya mas lumala.
Yeah, that's why, alam mo, Harry, we brought up these various incidences. Mga major ones pa lang yan, hindi pa kasama yung iba pang kapalpakan ng mga nangyari sa ating bansa, lalo na marami na biktima dyan. Yung mga namatay.
So Yolanda lang, sinabi niya, tinigil niya na yung count kasi ayaw niya sumama sa mundo, ang daming napinsala.
Pagka kasi lumampas ng 20,000 yung count, no, the United Nations will take over.
Pero tinigil sa 6,000 eh.
Yeah.
Wala na daw patay eh.
Oo, pati alam naman natin, even in Tacloban, alam nila it's more than 20.
Ah, you mean if we reach 20,000, Lito?
The United Nations will take over the rehab,
Consequences.
etc.
Let's assume, Dante, you find the president incapable of leadership. We find that he is he is a psychotic case.
Okay, remember,
What's next?
remember, the president is immune from 2 consecutive filing of impeachment, right?
Oo nga, ano?
cannot
1 year eh.
Yeah, that's why, di ba, yung mga progressive groups are, they are just waiting for
The next
the
opportunity.
next opportunity, like for instance, July or I don't know, when was that?
July nga.
But, so in other words, here we are, as you said, we are presently living in danger. This, our country, our nation, really must be assured that there will be no similar catastrophe like the Mamasapano, the Hong Kong tragedy, etc., where the president was in the crime scene. He was there. He was in the area. And supervising, supposed to be controlling the situation. So, in other words, as a citizen, as a taxpayer, I'm now asking him, so please, and also this government, is he really capable to decide on major issues? Like what happened in these 44 SAF PNP members. Look at how they were killed. Parang mga manok sila. Isinubo
murder
sila.
talaga.
It's really
Gruesome.
murder.
Yeah, gruesome.
It's a heinous crime.
Heinous crime.
That's why the family are really worried that in the term of the president, etong year niya, remaining months, walang justice sila makukuha, I tell you.
But isn't what's happening today, the death of the 44, it is being revealed quite obviously without having to wait for any other BOI report and whatnot, and the Department of Justice next. It is obvious it is the work of the peace process people. Diba? It is obvious that all of them, they died for the BBL. And regardless of their death, the BBL must pursue and, it must proceed. The President and the Cabinet is pushing it nonstop. Now, we all know, in the end, pagdating sa Kongreso at sa Senado, it's the rule of the majority. Eh kung hawak niya, kung si Corona, natanggal niya, nabayaran. Miski nahuli na natin sa DAP, nabayaran pa rin. Si Jinggoy ang nagpaano niya, nag-expose niyan.
If I may add, Harry, there's a Reuters report just this morning na they had an interview with Al-Haj Murad, the chair. And Al-Haj Murad was saying na they are now open for the next administration to deal with them.
See
Because,
what I mean?
because parang ang posisyon ng MILF right now, as they were saying kanina, wala nang mangyayari dyan. No? So open na kami, makipag-usap dun sa susunod na administration about it. Kasi
alam nila hindi andar.
Oo, kasi
Pero,
pinoproject kasi ng administration na kapag hindi natin ipinasa yung BBL now, there's going to be a war. No? And Al-Haj Murad was saying, no. We're still proceeding with the peace process.
pero iba na kausap namin.
Iba na yung kausap namin.
Pero pag bumaba nga, assuming through some whatever event, and we have what you call the president stepping down, and there's a vacuum, the constitutional position or the rule of law, is he Binay yung papasok? Is he acceptable to the VACC?
Well, being acceptable is different from is he qualified or is he the rightful person. Siyempre,
Rule of law. I'm just saying rule of law.
Siyempre, pwede na siyang pumasok doon. But you see, iba naman yung ibang issue on him, right? Should be another election, 2016. Let the people now decide.
No, but what are you going to have in between? Let's suppose the president finally comes to his senses and gets scared and he realizes he has caused the murder of the 44.
Yeah.
Assuming he wakes up, which we know won't happen, but for some divine guidance, he realizes it's enough time, it's enough na, tama na, pass your paper na siya, bumaba na siya. So, okay ba sa'yo si VP Binay magiging presidente?
Well, if the law says siya ang dapat ang successor.
Kayo, Lito.
From the very start,
Ito nga, sige.
we never regarded any one of them as legitimately elected. No? Yun yung diferensya natin. No?
So Smartmatic ang...
Oo.
We should ask. So we should go back to the source. We should go to
yes.
Flores at Smartmatic
Not even
and
that.
ask them na who should be the president kasi sila naman namimili,
Oo,
di ba?
pero
So
not
Smartmatic
even that,
should choose.
Harry, no? Kasi ang pinakasimple dito, hindi pa natin pinag-uusapan kung dinaya or hindi. Ang pinaka-obvious dito, yung lahat ng safety features, no, nung system under the automated election system law, they were never followed.
No, tinanggal.
Oo,
Tinanggal
tinanggal.
lahat.
So, paano tayo magkakaroon ng lehitimong
No, so the
mananalo? Eh, wala namang rules na sinunod.
So the solution really is we go back to he who makes the law. In this case, Smartmatic. So we should go to Smartmatic and ask them nicely who should be the president and who should lead the country.
Yes.
Kasi sila naman yung pumili ng huli, di ba?
Oo
Parang
nga.
gano'n, ano?
Even yung 2013.
I'm being sarcastic, of course.
Pero
Kaya hindi pwedeng pumalit si ang posisyon namin hindi pwedeng pumalit si Binay kasi even si Binay was never legitimately elected. None of the senators, none of the congressmen that are now sitting in Congress, no?
I
Have
mean,
been
I could have been congressman, Lito. I mean, I was cheated as well.
Yes.
Because I ran in the last election. You know
Yes.
that.
Kaya yung ang aming position is yung aming association with the National Transformation Council, no? That a transition council be put in place.
Kayo ba boto dyan?
well, you see, ang amin dito, ang position ng VACC.
Although malayo na yan, kasi VACC, heinous crimes. Victims ang attention nyo eh.
Correct, but you see, in this particular discussion on yung sino ang successor, very clear naman siguro sa batas, di ba? Kung meron question ang ibang grupo, let the iparating sa korte, di ba? Let the court now, the Supreme Court decide. Because to me, what has to be addressed really is we have now a president that has really practically failed this nation. Di ba? As a commander-in-chief, ang daming mga namatay at maraming na-waste na buhay and properties, etc., etc. What we're saying here is election is already nearby. 1 year. Okay? Let's sa amin ay...
But who will run the country in the absence of a president?
Hindi, kaya nga that's why kung may question about the legitimacy of the Vice President and the other local officials,
Question it.
senators, the question is sa Supreme Court yan. Meanwhile, ang problema natin kasi, we have now a leader whose decision-making is now being questioned by so many.
Correct.
Especially on the loss of lives, on the issue of ito nga sa West Philippine Seas.
Masyado malala ang
Malala,
vulnerability.
and then yung BBL. Now, kami sa VACC kasi, we cater for the victims. Diba? But, nagde-devolve na ang VACC. To include, nasama nga namin, pati corruption, di ba?
Correct.
And all of these things are related with the corruption issue. So, para naman hindi magambala yung ating yung gobyerno as a whole, then I think if a test will prove that the president is indeed capable to decide crucial issues,
Then,
pag nakapasa siya dyan, so tapos na issue yun. Di ba parang drug test yan eh. Importante yung ganun eh. I-ano natin to. Ako, pipilitin namin to. Gagawin namin talaga to na issue because may mga pending major decisions that will need the decision of the Commander-in-Chief and the Chief Executive. Who is that? Noynoy Aquino.
Yeah.
yeah. Gentlemen, we're going to have to take another break. They've been signaling me. No more commentary. When we come back, I'll give that small, short commentary. We'll be right back.